Again, Happy New Year and welcome to the second annual State of Washington County, your Washington County address. To our citizens of Washington County, let me first say Happy New Year, Happy New You, and thank you for being here this evening. We will be addressing you, the countywide elected officials, and sharing the state of the county. They'll share a few highlights of 2018 and cover a few of the goals in 2019. Again, I want to welcome the citizens of Washington County. I want to thank Senator Bozeman, Senator Cotton, Congressman Womack, and the governor's office for their continued support of the county and their staff who may have shown up. I don't see any state legislators, but if they happen to come, I want to make sure we say thank you for their continued support of the county. Again, the countywide elected officials will be sharing some of their highlights of 2018 as well as in some goals for 2019. And with that, we'll start with Treasurer Bobby Hill.
The microphone on. Hello, everybody. I am Bobby Hill, your Washington County Treasurer. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Another year has come and gone. I can't believe it's 2019. The elections in 2018 made for a stressful year, but the four-year terms are a blessing. I think we all can agree to that. And I'd like to say, if anybody ever needs any information or any financial information, come see me. I get lonely down the basement of the courthouse, and I'm very willing to talk to anybody about anything. In the Treasurer's office, our three greatest responsibilities are securing your money, balancing your money, and growing your money. I've been in the office in one form or another for 22 years. And I'm proud to say during that time we've never lost a single penny. Our latest audit is finalized, and once again there was no financial issues. And I would like to thank my staff for that, because they keep me out of trouble. And there's two places a treasurer doesn't want to be, and that's the lead news story on TV or Section A in the newspaper. All right. As far as growing your money, our interest returns increased 133%. In 2018, we were able to do this while keeping your Washington County tax money in Washington County banks. We received in $244 million and paid out about the same. $160 million of that went to your public schools. We began and ended 2018 with about $37 million in the bank. Overall, I consider Washington County's financial situation as stable. The $500,000 increase will go a long way in shoring up the general fund. But in 2021, the county will take a hit on the 1 cent sales tax due to the population shifts of the 2020 census. And combined, the general and road fund will probably lose about $1.5 million that first year. But not to leave on a bad note, we did see good growth in our state, in our 1 cent sales tax and property taxes. For the sales tax, we saw a 5% increase. Property tax, we saw a 3% increase. I do look for those trends to continue, but as everybody knows, we live in uncertain times, so I always like to proceed with caution. But again, thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing what 2019 has for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Hill. Thank you, Treasurer Hill. I think County Coroner Roger Morris is down and sick, and so again, keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And so with that, we'll go ahead into our Assessor, Russell Hill.
All right. I'm Washington County Assessor Russell Hill, no relation to Bobby, so I get to do that on you this time. So everywhere we go, we're not related. That's what he tells everyone. So, but 2018, well, before Bobby can count the money, I have to go out and find it. And 2018 was the year of growth in both new construction and property values. New construction for 2018 surpassed $612 million. This is the highest we've seen since 2007. We had over 18,800 real estate transactions in 2018. This is an 8% increase over the last 4 years. Our total real estate market value is $15.27 billion. So that's market value. That's what it would go. There's three different types of value that we look at. Market value, what it would go on the open market. Assessed value, which is set by the state, that's 20% of the market value. And then there's taxable value, and that's where Amendment 79 comes in. So our total market value for the county is just over $15 billion. We had over 100,000 personal property assessments in 2018 and over 9,300 business personal property assessments. The total market value of personal and business personal property is $3.43 billion. Again, that's market value, not taxable value. Or assessed value in that case, because they don't have to worry about taxable. Total taxable value for 2018 is $3.89 billion. That's a 3.5% increase over 2017. So Washington County, the news is out, people are moving here, property values are going up, there's a lot of building going on. So, as far as, health of the county in real estate, values, this is a great place to be and invest. It was also a year of honors and awards. We were honored in 3 different categories at the 2018 Arkansas Digital Government Transformation Awards. We were an honorable mention for the Citizen Service Award with our digital billboards. Part of the job is to go out and educate the public about what the assessor's office does and the different laws that affect property owners. So every place that we have where you can assess in person, we have a digital board sharing that information. And so we were honored and recognized for that award. We were a finalist for the Efficiency Award with our CAMA scanners that we introduced. Whenever you go to assess your personal property, you have either bills of sale or titles for different articles that you have. Well, each person, if you have personal property, you have your own account that we have set up. And we have scanners that go in there and it scans that document and those important documents and attaches it to your account, which allows us to go in and make sure that our information that we're inputting is very accurate, and then you also have that there in a safe place. You have a copy of that in your account. So that was a big hit across the state and earned us that. And then also we were honored for the Digital Pioneer Award, which is improving public access to the county septic system records. I'll talk a little bit more about that because that's a program that we're working on in 19. Then our biggest achievement that we were recognized on, the International Association of Assessing Officers, we refer to as the IAAO. It's made up over 11,000 jurisdictions across the world. They awarded us the highest honor recognized in the world of assessment administration, and it's called the Certificate of Excellence in Assessment Administration. We refer to it as the CEAA. We're one of fewer than 50 that has earned this award across the world, and we originally earned it in 2012. So what we did is you have to recertify every 5 years. We earned our recertification in 2017, and then were awarded that in 2018 and scored a perfect 100 on it. I don't know if anyone has scored a perfect 100, so we may be the first and only to do that. Some projects in 2019, Business Personal Property Manager Valerie Brewer, she's enhancing our auditing systems and developing a canvassing schedule, focusing on working with businesses, going in and teaching them how to fill out business renditions and building relationships with them. So we're very excited on all the changes that we're doing there, enhancing and bolstering our business personal property positions out there, working with businesses and business owners and making sure that their assessments are accurate and done on time. Our Amendment 79 specialist, Jessica Crosley, literally wrote the book on how to administer what is referred to as the homestead credit. And so she put together a 38-page book, and I'm working with other assessors across the state, getting that into their hands and hoping that they will adapt that so that we will all be on the same page when it comes to administering Amendment 79. Our real estate chief, Deputy William Stevenson, we're working with the Department of Health on this septic system thing. And so what we're doing with the septic systems is people that live in the rural parts of the community, and this actually came, I moved out into the county. It actually came from a personal thing that happened with me, and our septic system was bad. And so we had to go to the Department of Health, and there's just a lot of stuff that you have to go through. And so what we're working with the Department of Health, and they're excited to work with us and partner with us. On our map, on our public website soon, we're going to be able to pinpoint where that septic tank is on that person's property, and then also attach all of the detailed records on the size of it, how many lateral lines it has, and all of that information. So that'll be readily available if you're looking to buy a property out in the county, or if you own a property, you'll have those records all in one easy, accessible spot for the public to look at. And then our personal property chief deputy, Lee Rochester, is assisting with the move of the Fayetteville DMV. A lot of people don't know yet, but the Fayetteville DMV on Razorback Road is moving locations. And that should take place sometime between I think it's going to be late February or maybe early March, but they're going to no longer be at Razorback Road. And so we're going to be moving the assessor and the collector, and the whole DMV is moving over to 3086 Martin Luther King Boulevard. If you were to head towards Farmington on 62, heading towards Farmington, you'll pass Walgreens, First Centennial Bank, and then there's the new Big O Tires that they just built. Directly behind Big O Tires, they're going to be moving into that building. So we're going to go from 7,000 square feet at Razorback, where it was pretty tight, and an older building, to a brand new facility that's 11,000 square feet, plenty of space. It's easy. You pull into, like if you're going to Aldi's, and you just kind of go back around the back, and then you can actually pull out by Centennial Bank and Walgreens. There's a stoplight there, so you can get out of there. So we're excited about that move, and with that, I'm going to turn it back over to the judge.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Becky Llewellyn, our county clerk.
Thank you. I appreciate all of you being here tonight as well. Elections, filing periods, reporting calendars, reporting forms pretty much kept us busy all of 2018, but we survived another election year, so that's great. We also wrapped up our e-filing project last year, so everything's running smoothly. All of our probate documents are all accessible online. A couple of projects that we're working on early this year are getting our marriage license records online so you can access them through the county website. And also we will be conducting our NBRA mailing process. So we'll be doing mailings to purge voters from our voter registration system that haven't voted in several years. So we're working on that. We also have 2 upcoming elections. We have a Fayetteville special election in April, and our annual school election will be in May. So that's what we're working on now, and thank you for being here. I'm not Wendy, so.
Your sheriff, county sheriff, Tim Helder.
Judge, you'd be proud of me. I've been harassed for 1 solid year about talking on and on last year. So, look at here. I've got it written down, and I'm going to read it. I'll try and state it on point. Thank you. And 2019 begins my 15th year as sheriff. I start my 8th term. We were all sworn in on January 2nd. Honored to do that with all of my fellow elected officials. In August, I will officially complete 40 years in law enforcement. So it's been a great career so far. Look forward to the next 4. The Washington County Sheriff's Office has 2 main areas of operation, 2 separate budgets funding these operations. The Enforcement Division encompasses uniform patrol, criminal investigations, various local, state, and federal task force, communications, court services, and security. The Enforcement Division has struggled in recent years to recruit and retain patrol deputies, but in 2018, with the blessing of our quorum court, certified enforcement personnel were moved out of the county salary program and into a step pay plan with pay parity compared to that of Fayetteville Police Department. We have already seen an increase in interest and morale in this short time this plan has been in place. For 2018, our enforcement division was able to implement several new technological advances that will greatly increase officer safety and efficiency, such as our drone program, eSight, eCrash, Move, Carfax. These will all make us much more efficient carrying out our duties. Our deputies were engaged in 3 officer-involved shootings in 2018, of which 2 individuals were killed. These are certainly troubling times in our law enforcement community. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers in those areas. Several of our deputies have completed crisis intervention training in anticipation of the opening of the new CSU slated for our four-county region. That is still on task, right? All right. Our countywide radio system for law enforcement, fire, and EMS is rapidly nearing the end of its useful life. Options are currently being discussed. We hope to make a decision on which option will best fit our county for 2019. The detention division includes adult detention, transport, community service. Operating the county jail is one of my 3 Arkansas constitutional requirements. Operating a safe and humane jail is one of the United States constitutional requirements. We began occupying our current 710-bed jail in 2005, and at that time it was estimated we would need to add more beds in 10 to 15 years. Those projections are showing to be quite accurate. We are aggressively managing our jail population by working closely with the circuit judges, prosecutor, to release lower-risk detainees using ankle monitors when the situations allow, releasing misdemeanor offenders, yet we routinely have 30 to 40 detainees sleeping on the floor. Couple this with the fact that Springdale will soon close their jail. Hard decisions will need to be made soon to address what we consider a critical shortage of jail beds in our county. Design and construction is a 2 to 3 year project. As the population of our county and region grows, so grows our detainee population. This problem will not just go away. Remember, the U.S. Constitution requires a safe and humane jail. We have contracted for the past 2 years with a local provider for detainee medical care. Lawsuits alleging negligent medical care have been reduced by more than half, a success story. In 2018, our detention center implemented Smart Jail Mail, which directs incoming detainee mail to an off-site facility where the mail is scanned and emailed to the detainee on a private email server, thus reducing jail manpower and eliminating contraband smuggled in through letters and cards. We also implemented an off-site visitation program that allows the detainees' families the option of visiting via video chat from anywhere the family may have an internet connection. In closing, I'm proud to serve alongside the men and women of the Washington County Sheriff's Office who are doing extraordinary things every day. We will continue our quest to be the best sheriff's office in the state. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Sheriff. Congratulations. Prosecuting Attorney Matt Durrett.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to thank the county judge and the quorum court for this opportunity to address you tonight. I'm Matt Durrett. I'm the prosecuting attorney for the 4th Judicial District. 4th Judicial District is comprised of Washington and Madison counties, so unlike all the other elected officials up here, I have a separate county that I'm responsible for, so it's not just Washington County. But tonight I'm going to focus on what's going on in Washington County. We have 18 deputy prosecuting attorneys in our office, and our staff's comprised of 17 other individuals that serve a variety of functions in our office. We're responsible for the prosecution of all felony cases within Washington and Madison counties, as well as all misdemeanor cases that happen outside city limits. 2018 is another busy year for us in the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. We filed 4,076 felony cases, which is a new high for us. That number represents a 10% increase over 2017, and it continues the trend in the upward trend of case filings that dates back to 2013. We have increased at least 10% each year, and some years it's been high as 20%. So since 2013, our caseload has almost doubled. So we're pretty busy people in our office. Last year, we were able to resolve approximately 3,200 cases by plea agreement, which doesn't account for all the cases filed, but it also reflects that there are some things that are out of our control, such as that which I've discussed with the quorum court, which is causing problems for the sheriff in terms of mental evaluations and crime lab. But we're working on ways to speed those processes up. We tried approximately 20 jury trials last year in 2 courts. We have court in Judge Mark Taylor and Judge Mark Lindsay and Joanna Taylor. Those are the 2 criminal judges that handle our cases. We also have Stacy Zimmerman, who handles, she's the judge for juvenile court. We filed close to 1,000, or right around 1,000 juvenile cases last year. One big thing that it's not huge in terms of affecting the numbers, but in speeding the process up, we were able to resolve 6 murder cases last year, either through plea agreement or through jury trial, leaving us with 9 open homicide cases, which those typically take considerable amount of time longer than other cases. But we're working diligently, and every year we strive to resolve more cases than come in. So we resolved, as I said, 6 homicide cases. We had 4 that occurred in Washington County last year, so we're slightly ahead by that measure. We're continuing our efforts to become paper-free, trying to get caught up to the 21st century. We installed a case management system close to 2 years ago, and we're still working out the kinks. It's not going to be a situation where we're totally paper-free, because I'm one of those old dinosaurs that likes to be able to touch things and doesn't necessarily 100% trust a computer or whatnot. So call me what you will, but for the most part, we're trying to become paperless in our office to become more efficient. We're trying to operate more electronically. This obviously costs more money, but it increases the efficiency of the office, and we're doing that through things such as electronic discovery on criminal cases and through the assistance of the electronic filing system. And I'd like to thank Kyle Sylvester and his office for the implementation of the e-filing system. It took a while to get all this together, but it is working very well. I haven't heard any complaints about it, so that's helping us become more efficient. So I am grateful to Kyle and his office for all they've done in that regard. As our caseload has increased, it has caused the need for us to expand our staff. Last budget session, or the budget process, I requested 3 additional legal assistants for our office, and I'm grateful to the Quorum Court for approving that request. Quite frankly, the caseload has gone up, and so the number of duties that our current legal assistants handle and other staff members handle has gone up. And they've gotten away from doing what was initially intended of them, which was to assist prosecutors in the handling of their cases and trying of their cases and doing things on a day-to-day basis for our caseloads. Now they're doing more administrative things. They're things that have to be done when you handle criminal cases, and when the number goes up, so do the responsibilities. So we're hoping, and I firmly believe that the addition of 3 assistants will help us in that regard. We submitted a budget request that, with the exception of the additional personnel that we requested, overall it was a decrease. We had a decrease in our non-personal services budget. The overall budget was up with the new employees, but our non-personal services budget was cut by, we were able to reduce it by 4%. So it's not a huge amount, but we were trying to find places where we could do that. And also, we are, at the end of the year, we're able to return approximately $50,000 in unspent funds to the county. So that's not, I'm no Kyle Sylvester in terms of being able to return large sums of money, but I think that does show our commitment to being good stewards of the taxpayers' money. So we're looking forward to this year. We're hoping, as the sheriff, I'm sure is, that we have a decrease in crime. The good thing is that while the numbers are up, violent crime hasn't spiked up dramatically. So we still live in a very safe community, and we are grateful, our office is grateful to you all, to the people, for allowing us to serve in this capacity. So thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Counselor. Kyle Sylvester, Circuit Clerk.
Good evening. I'm Kyle Sylvester, Washington County Circuit Clerk. I'm going to follow suit as the sheriff did, and I have my information all typed out here, so I'm going to try not to vary from that very much at all. I would like to thank everybody for being here tonight. for your attendance to hear about some of the things that our county government's accomplished over the past year. I feel it's very important that the public be engaged in not only what your local government has to offer for services, but also how their tax dollars are being used at the local level. 2018 was very busy for the circuit clerk's office. As our prosecutor advised, our caseload is up. There were several milestones that were reached during the year, and I feel like that it is paving the way for more efficiency and even better services that our office can provide. After several years of preparation and foundational projects, the electronic filing on the court side of the circuit clerk's office came to fruition on June 18th of 2018. And this has totally changed the landscape of a large portion of work that we attend to on a daily basis. It's made our processes much more efficient and faster as far as docket, imaging, and case management. In June of this year, 2019, our office will begin mandatory e-filing for anybody who files documents in the Washington County Circuit Court. Also in June of 2018, my Chief of Staff, Anita Phillips, retired after several decades of service to Washington County. We miss her greatly, but her successor, Laura Neal, has taken the leadership position and is bringing a new perspective and energy to the group. Laura has been with the Circuit Clerk's office for the last 15 years and has worked in a wide variety of job assignments that our office performs. She, along with my entire staff, is some of the most amazing individuals who work at a level that the county can be very proud of. I am truly blessed to be a part of this group in the Washington County Circuit Clerk's office. They definitely deserve reward and praise for the job that they do. One of my goals each year in the Circuit Clerk's office is to pay attention to our budget throughout the year to make sure that we're utilizing your tax dollars wisely. Every year since I've taken office, we've been asked to cut our budgets and find ways to be more efficient, and I believe that we have done that year in and year out. In 2018, we were able to utilize what we had budgeted to continue to give great service to our communities while spending less than what we had forecast. At the end of the year, along with the rollover from the Recorder's Cost Fund, we were able to return just under $900,000 to County General. I know that our JPs last year were very concerned with the budgets and how the county offices could save money, and I believe that the Circuit Clerk's office has done its part in working towards that goal and will continue to do so. Each year, the county offices are evaluated by the staff from the Office of Legislative Audit. In 2018, our Circuit Clerk's office had no reportable findings for the year of 2017. They work a year behind. And we're looking forward to working with their staff again for the 2018 audit. Moving into 2019, we're looking to reevaluate a lot of our job descriptions for the office staff since most of our processes have changed. We want to stay up with the times. We want to make sure that our staff members' guidelines are up to date and that they're appropriately compensated for the jobs that they do. The Circuit Clerk's office is very important to the judicial process here in Washington County, not only for our county, but of all of Arkansas who day in and day out file documents and cases in our office. And we want to continue to maintain that level of professionalism and work hard at being one of the best Circuit Clerk's office in the state of Arkansas. Again, thank you so much for your time this evening, and we're looking forward to a great year.
Thank you, Circuit Clerk. And Ms. Angela Wood, our County Collector.
Hi, I'm Angela Wood, Washington County Collector, and this is my second term. Thanks for coming tonight and getting involved in the county. Last year, we collected over $189 million in total revenue for the schools in the city and the county. We had 712,000 in delinquent businesses that rolled delinquent in November of 2017. We were able to collect over 531,000 of that total by November of 2018. Also, as Russell said, we will be moving with the Revenue Office to the location on Martin Luther King. I'm also working on making room for a third person at our Springdale Revenue Office to make that office more efficient.
And I just want to say that I really appreciate my staff and the hard work they put into serving the taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that was brief. All right, the county judge. 2018 again was another, and I've created the font a little larger, so maybe I won't have to wear my glasses. 2018 was another tremendous year for the county judge's office. We were met with many challenges, but again, our team, very passionate, very committed, rose to the challenge, rose to the occasion, and delivered some amazing results. We have great employees who work with you, the county citizens, and who helped to drive the success that we saw in 2018. I appreciate my monthly coffees with the elected officials, the monthly mayor's coffee. I get together once a month with the mayors, and again, it's always a great time to be with them, to hear what's going on in their cities, and then for them to kind of share back and forth what is supporting and helping them, and what can we do as a county to help them. My relation with the judges in Benton County and Madison County, as well as Carroll County, has been great, and we'll continue to focus on that in 2019. And I really want to spend some more time, obviously, working with our district judges here as we look at our crisis stabilization unit. Here's a few of our successes in 2018, and I think clearly the first and foremost would be our fiscal responsibility. Last year, I shared with you that we reduced our budget by $850,000 as our first term in. And this year, our team got together, our senior leaders worked with their operations and reduced their budget by another $760,000. That's yeoman's work, and I can't reiterate enough my appreciation for them to go in and keep doing those things that looks at their budget to be efficient, as well as continue to provide the types of services that we're providing. Reducing our budget by $760,000 last year allowed us to give pay raises in many areas to compete in the market, as well as it allowed us to buy software systems, software for the entire county system that relieved the elected officials of some of their financial obligations on a countywide software system. So again, with that kind of reduction, we were able to do a couple of things. And so again, hats off to the senior leaders for their exceptional focus on both being budget-minded as well as being focused on services. Our road and bridges, we had several projects completed in 2018. We provided maintenance to 1,500 miles of roads, grading and brush hogging, 1,500 miles. Crushed about 45,000 tons of rock for road materials. Opened a new 30-foot precast bridge for Blue Springs Road. So Blue Springs Road had been down for the April floods. We were able to get that back open by putting a precast bridge up there. We designed and completed repairs on Orr Road Bridge, or County Road 67. Again, it had been closed for almost 2.5 years, and we came in and was able to get the design and get that one open. And again, the citizens of Washington County are very appreciative. We chipped and sealed 67 miles of county roads, received $75,000 in unpaid grants to complete the Blue Hole Road, Washington County 870. Constructed and paved 1.5 miles in urban beaks. I see Ann Harbison over there. We had 1,445 calls come in about road concerns, another 1,445 road concerns. 1,422 were addressed and resolved. That's a 98% response to our citizens calling about road issues and road concerns. Again, thanks to our road team, 2019, keep safety as your focus. We got a lot of projects ahead. Department of Emergency Management, again, the team received some additional trainings and certifications. Our Community Resilience Coalition, they went to Washington, D.C., where they briefed our state delegation about some of the work that they're doing here. We were recognized by the state for the Community Preparedness Award, and again, for the work that they continue to do in the community resiliency. We have reviewed and corrected and submitted our 911 data for the 2020 census. For here in Washington County, we received a grant for our urban search and rescue. So now we have a new urban, USAR we call it, but it's urban search and rescue. We have a new tractor and trailer. We got that outfitted, it's ready to go, ready for deployment, put the necessary communication and rescue equipment in there. So we're ready for deployment in the event that there's some catastrophic event, some structural collapse, or any earthquake. So again, the county is ready, and again, hats off for getting that grant to our grants team and our DEM team. We also received grants for our Special Weapons and Tactical Team, SWAT, as well as our Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear. Say that one pretty fast, right? Again, grants to continue to prepare our law enforcement team, our emergency management team, in the event that we have something like that happen, whether it be radiological, biological, and/or nuclear. And we also created our very first Washington County Youth Prepared Council. This was about 4 of our schools in the county who came together, and they're going to be focused on county preparedness, working with their schools as well as working around their communities. And I'm looking to see more schools join in. So again, this is our very first Washington County Youth Prepared Council. So again, hats off to our DEM team. Veteran Services Office, in 2018, our veteran office served over 2,300 veterans. Again, 2 years ago when we came in, we were serving a little less than 15 veterans a month. In December, we were wrapping up serving 200 veterans a month. And so again, hats off to our Veteran Services officers who continue to put a big quality of focus and time and energy on our veterans in the area. And again, when they get that help, it becomes quality service to them and their families. It becomes an economic driver for those communities when you have the veterans engaged in receiving those benefits. So again, thanks to our veterans and their leadership. Our planning team reviewed and processed over 300 requests, including permits, variances, and exemptions. In conjunction with our expertise on our planning board, we approved 38 large-scale development projects, a number of conditional use permits, as well as some subdivision projects. So again, our planning team has continued to deliver the types of services that's going to make our county and help our county grow. Grant team, 20 of 21 grants. Applied for 21 grants, we received 20 for over $3 million. Hats off to our grants team, because again, this is back-to-back, 2 years in a row that we received over $3 million in grants. And again, these grants go to help our elected officials and departments across the county. And when you get those grant monies in, guess what? It relieves pressure on your financial budgets. And so again, thanks to our grants team, and congratulations to our grants director who became vice president of the Arkansas chapter of the Grants Professional Association. Our animal shelter continues to deliver in serving the needs of our county, transforming their business model. Last year, we had over 820 dogs and cats transported to other states in short supply of animals. We're pretty prolific here in the southern states, and some northern states, they don't produce as much. And so we had an opportunity to not kill, but able to help support by transporting dogs and animals. And the animal shelter has done a tremendous job of doing that. Reduced our veterinary costs over $38,000, and we also secured a grant for $10,000 to assist in that animal transport program. Building and grounds team obviously did not let grass grow under their feet, and you look at our grounds around the county is phenomenal. But they renovated and restored the old Washington County National Armory over here, the National Guard Armory, restored that and to a place that people want to lease that, and we were able to lease that to Elizabeth Richardson Center. Now we're generating revenue for a building that was pretty much not only not used, but in very poor repair, ill repair. And so, again, thanks for their work, and now we have that rented out and leasing it to the ERC. They planned and they built a new courtroom. If you haven't been upstairs on the 5th floor, my office is on one end, but Judge Taylor has her new courtroom up there. But again, that's hats off to our building and grounds team who planned and built that and got that. Not only did that bring some increased efficiencies in the county, but it also provided some security leveraging for the sheriff's office. He can reallocate some of his officers because we have all the security right here. So again, great job for our building and grounds team. Our county library system, ready for this. Our county library system checked out to citizens across the county 1.1 million items, books, e-books, DVDs, audio cassettes, which is 6.7% over 2017. We also saw a 21% uptick in our downloadable e-books, so everybody with the Kindles and all, yeah, we know it, you guys are using it. And so again, I want to encourage you to keep reading, and thanks to our library systems team and the work that they continue to do. Our JDC, Juvenile Detention Center, 465 intakes for a total of 6,876 days spent in detention. Now, our goal is not to have the juveniles stay in there. We want to divert them and get them on the right path, but that is the work of Jenny Mack and her team. No juveniles escaped out of the detention center. No one committed suicides. And again, when you look across the state, that is somewhat, it happens, and it has not happened on our clock. And so, again, hats off for the work that they do in their leadership. The Evening Night Reporting Center there in Springdale continues to gain attention both in the state and nationally as a great model for the county, thanks to the partnerships with nonprofits, our juvenile court, as well as our JDC teams. I'm just looking to see even more come out of that and others around the state to kind of pick up on that evening night reporting process. We secured a technical assistant grant to provide higher level of supervised training in the county departments, as well as partner with Benton County for that. I have to make sure I salute and highlight, I thought I saw our HR director, Watson. He's back there. Our IT director, Sydney. Our purchasing, Lisha, I don't know if she walked in. Archives, Tony Wapple. Environmental, I think I did see Andrew, and our executive staff. This is all support team for all the major operations, our roads and our building and grounds, but none of this really happens, our Department of Emergency Management, none of this happens unless you have a IT focus on making sure that you can get your access to your email, or you can check and see where there's an emergency coming up. None of that happens unless we got somebody writing checks or getting you on board when you're down personnel and you got a good team. So again, hats off to all of our support staff and exec staff. A few goals for 2019, we'll continue to improve leadership and service, focus on infrastructure and public safety. We'll build 20 miles of paved roads this year. That's going to be a little departure from what we normally do. We normally do chip and seal, but we want to put a little more time and energy on building paved roads, because when you do that, that means there's less maintenance, and you got 10 years maybe plus before you have to go back and do some repairs on those roads. And so we're looking at 20 miles of asphalt. We got some new roads that we're building over there in Trace Branch, Parker Branch, and Walden Mountain. Those will be new road constructions. We're building a new road out on our South Campus. If you haven't been out to the South Campus, we're building a road out there to kind of alleviate some of the pedestrians who are walking, coming out of our different offices there. And so that's ongoing right now. We'll have 30 miles of chip and seal in 2019. We'll have 3 bridges that we'll build this year. Brush Creek, 612, as well as Parker Branch. So again, a lot of infrastructure that will be happening and taking place. County facilities, we'll continue to work with our old courthouse. We got grants to kind of work on that, the old historical courthouse. Beautiful on the inside, a lot of work that's been done on the outside. We received some more grants, so we'll be working on the bell tower and some other projects over there. UAMS, you guys know we've been working back and forth with UAMS. They've leased a lot of our property. A lot of the vacant properties we received back, and so we're going to be working on those. And then for the buildings that they still maintain, we're going through and doing the maintenance, top to bottom review. What types of work do we need to have done on those buildings that they're occupying, and make sure that they're up to code. We're also going to have a complete maintenance and solar project developed through Johnson Controls, and so really looking forward to seeing that happen in 2019. In public safety and security, our ability to plan and prepare for disasters and recover is critical. More importantly, it's our ability to adapt, whether it be individuals, whether it be groups, whether it be infrastructure. How do we get ready or what do we do when there's a disaster? And so we're going to continue to have training, working with our law enforcement and the sheriff, or working with our DEM team, whether it be stop the bleed training or active shooting training. We cannot be prepared enough in case of some event. We're going to continue to work with our security access system. We received a grant to improve security. We got that from our justice systems here in Arkansas. They awarded us a grant, and so we're going to have some new security systems, badge processes for the building, and we'll continue to apply for grants and work through our security access across the county for our county buildings. We'll continue to work with the sheriff on our countywide radio system. That's a lot. And again, there's even more to come. I'm really excited about the crisis stabilization unit. The sheriff alluded to his team has been very upfront in getting their personnel trained. The crisis stabilization unit, again, a way to help divert individuals from going to jail who may have mental concerns or mental issues. I had to go and meet the governor last week with the 4 judges who have those because we were concerned that the governor was going to pull the funding. We have been, oh my gosh, almost a year and a half working and looking at particular places and buildings, and then we heard that the budget was going to be cut. And so we went up there to visit with them, and the governor assured us that we would have grant funding. And so we're really excited that that is going to continue. So we got a place identified. We are probably out of the state. We probably have more law enforcement officers trained and ready to divert. If they see someone on the streets or get a phone call, they can make the assessment, make the call and say, yeah, this is someone who may have a mental break, and as opposed to taking them to jail, we'll take them to the crisis stabilization unit. And so really excited about getting that off and moving in the next 6 months here or sooner. Thanks to our elected officials, our JPs, our mayors, the judges, our judges and our county employees for serving the people here in Washington County. In fact, a recent study just shows when we talk about transparency, the Arkansas Center for Research and Economics out of the University of Central Arkansas down in Conway did a survey on all 75 counties. We were ranked #1 in overall transparency. Washington County was ranked #1 in overall transparency, and that's in regard to fiscal, administrative, and political when it comes to working with their citizens in the county. I was recognized because I lead the county, but that's not me. That is we as a leadership, and that's you, the citizens, and our team who goes out every day to make sure that that's happening, whether it's putting our information out there on the app or on our website, et cetera. The goal is how do we make sure that we stay transparent and that we continue to deliver the types of services that you, the Washington County citizens, deserve. I was, again, citizens of Washington County, thank you very much. It's a privilege and pleasure to serve you guys and to join them. Again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you for your participation tonight. Good evening and God bless you.